It's a party.
Spiky Bits.
Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. I'm Rob Bear from SpikyBits.com, and today we're taking a look at the new Black Templar Bayard's Revenge model, I guess. So this is the Warhammer Day Mini that's currently available at your local game store or Warhammer stores. You can order online, but I guess it's kind of the wording's a little different because it says it's going to ship from October 15th. From GW's site, but then it also says underneath it that there's a 180-day fulfillment. So I don't know which is true. It's still on there. I just checked, and hopefully they fix it and make it a little bit more, I guess clear as to if it's a 6-month wait or if it is actually shipping on the 15th of October, which is this weekend, of course, for the release day. So either way, you should be able to find one locally. It didn't seem like there was any allocations or things like that. It is $45 US for just this one figure, so it's about a $10 increase over the normal price of one independent character, which, I'm sure a lot of people have an opinion on already because that has definitely gone up exponentially over the past, say, 5 years. But this miniature definitely looks cool, and it's got a really interesting composition for sure. Let's take a look at the sprue and see what all you get. Now, I gotta be honest with you, and there's the 50 mil base. I expected the little tray, the little plastic tray and stuff, but the base, the sprue is so big that it wouldn't fit in a tray. So, I mean, in theory, they could have put this in a larger box, but I mean, I'm already for $45. I'm kind of already like, man, I don't know. doesn't seem like I'm getting a lot for $45. But sprue-wise, there's a lot of composition there, and we'll take a look at the sprue itself in a second. But let's jump into these instructions here, because that's where the meat and potatoes. Oh, it's a centerfold. That's where the meat and potatoes of things always are. So it doesn't look to be too extremely complicated. It doesn't have the front greave extra bits that a lot of Primaris stuff have. It does have the computer slices, however, and I'm always a little leery when it has these really small fiddly joint areas here. So be careful, I would imagine, with this. These seem pretty solid bits, and these seem pretty solid bits. So you can swap out shoulder pads if you don't want to build them as Templar. I don't know if there's a Templar symbol on the backpack. No, there really isn't. So that's cool. And the only other Templar symbol, I believe, is on his WWE belt buckle right there. So if you don't put the shoulder pads on, you could make this guy any chapter, to be quite honest. And I'm sure we all have extra shoulder pads, especially with all the Horus Heresy upgrade stuff out there. There are two different head options, so helmeted and unhelmeted. So depending on what your preference is on painting skin, well, that might dictate which one you use right there. And then, so that looks pretty easy, although it looks like part of the necklace is actually on the body. Yeah, so just you want to line up the Rosarius, I guess it is, bits right here. And then you assemble the orc, so it looks like that orc hand goes on there. The power claw hand goes over here, and I imagine that's part of his boot. And then this top piece goes on here, and then it goes onto the terrain piece. And that glues down, and then it looks like, yep, you attach the model here, you attach a sword, and yes. So that is part of the model. But I'm wondering if we can keep this off to paint this guy separate, because how you paint an orc and how you paint a Black Templar is two very different things. So it'd be really nice if you could kind of paint that separately and then attach him, because I would think where the attachment points are, there really isn't going to be a whole lot of... There's going to be enough places for glue. I did want to mention that, when you're gluing these terrain pieces down to the base, you might want to think about getting some of this Liquitech stuff. I found this is the best out there, resin sand. It doesn't recede, and it fills in the crevices, and it'll make a nice little fillet between the terrain bits and the base itself, so that you can paint onto it and keep it looking pretty fresh. Now, for the sprue itself, like I said, it's that larger half squad size sprue right here. And you can see there's a lot of different the slice elements that we talked about, and you're going to want to be very careful snipping out a lot of these contact points right here, or sprue gates as I call them, because I could see where this will go sideways really easily. I mean, even with the really small connectors right there, I'm really worried about that, so I'll let you know here in a second how that goes. But remember, and especially this one right here, I showed you the trick before with blue tack. Like you can take some blue tack, and if you're slicing stuff, but what I would definitely recommend if you don't have what you believe to be really good clippers, you can use a little bit of blue tack and then get in here with your clippers and clip that, and it won't spring or snap back here from the tension from that bit right there. So just kind of keep that in mind. Sometimes blue tack has quite a few uses out there, and I always keep a big gob of it stuck here up on top of my lamp, just for quick grab situations like that, because you don't want to go fumbling for your stuff when you're trying to get things done. But overall, the rest of the bits look like they connect pretty well, so just keep an eye on those. I'd be very wary of this blade as well, and this area up here, and maybe that ribbon. I don't know, either way. Oh, and don't forget about this. This is super tiny, so definitely grab a hold of that before you clip that end right there. That might spring across the room as well. And here he is, all assembled. So I gotta admit, I really like the design and composition of this model. It's very well done. Games Workshop designed this very well. That, of course, hide all the seams and everything like that. There is a little bit mold lines to scrape along this area right here on his legs and over here, but for the most part the rest is covered up, except for across the top here on the backpack, and there's some stuff on the orc too, but nothing too crazy. Now what I was able to do is just a little bit of blue tack right there on the foot, and you can actually separate him out. So you can paint this guy separate, which would be probably preferred. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but that's how I would do it. And then can kind of tack him down and glue it down. And I think because there's this nice flat area right here, this nice flat area right here, and this little divot, that you wouldn't get any glue if you used a sparing amount. I don't think you get any glue on your paint job. So I think that might be the way to go with it. Now, the only thing I noticed is this area right here is a little bit fiddly with the helmet. If you go with the helmet as opposed to the head, or the bear head right there, so just kind of look out for that. But everything else was easy to clip off if you used a little blue tack putty, or if you have really nice clippers like this Tamiya God hands and stuff. Those are all pretty good too for clipping this stuff down. Now I'm going to try out the new GW tools that are coming out next week, but for now I'm just using the old GW premium tools that they came out with in 2014, and I was still a little worried. I still use the blue tack, and I think these are good quality, but for 30 bucks compared to the $50 new ones, I'm not exactly sure what we're working with for the extra 20 bucks there. But hopefully next week we can let y'all know that when all that stuff comes out. So this, and here's how it compares to just like a Primaris Space Marine right there. So remember, the characters are going to be on 40 mil bases. I don't have one handy, but this is on a 50. So composition wise, I think it looks pretty cool. And if you take him, I don't think you can play with him though, because the Emperor's Champions normally on a 40 mil base. So this is a 50. So I don't know. I mean, rule of cool, I wouldn't care personally. If you played me with it, like that's kind of what did they give him the rules for? Oh yeah, they give you the rules for an Emperor's Champion. I'm pretty sure he is not on a 50 mil base. That's a little wild. Huh. Well, I guess it doesn't matter until it matters. So overall, I think it's a really cool miniature. At the end of the day, it's really up to us to kind of vote with our hobby dollars if it's $45 worth of a cool miniature. But hopefully you can get your stuff for less. Which reminds me, since we're at the end of the video, that is definitely it for this one. So thank you very much for watching our unboxing and build of the new Emperor's Champion Warhammer Day model for 2022. And of course, don't forget, you can always get your hobbies for less from dicehead.com, Amazon, and hopefully your local game store as well. If you liked that video feature, consider supporting us over at patreon.com and get back in the mail each month a miniature crate full of some of the stuff we review here, as well as some of the top 3D artist designs out there too, to help support what they're doing. Plus, discount coupon codes from some of those same manufacturers. They're yours to keep, whether you cancel or stay on. It's totally up to you. Obviously, we want to keep you as happy as possible. So check it out over at patreon.com/spikybits.